Yo, what's up guys, Rick Rom here, and I'm gonna bring you guys a different type of video. I know usually on my Casual Warrior stuff I try to do my voiceover while I play the games, but this time I decided to do something different, and it's because I wanted to make it a little bit more positive. I know my Fatal Fury episode wasn't super positive, and I just wanted to show you guys something. Yeah, so today we're going to be doing another episode, and it's more about learning the character. And it's funny because I wanted to bring this topic up when it comes to like a new protagonist or like new characters in general, and I decided to learn a new character in Fatal Fury. Preecha was the one that I started to learn, but yeah, that is going to be the topic of today's video, and we're just gonna be going here talking about what I wish was a little bit better in Fatal Fury and what things I'd recommend adding to the game. I know a lot of people felt like this game fell off hard, especially after the game just came out like a few weeks ago, and the player base has kind of dropped, and there hasn't been like a lot of like new big updates, and the marketing wasn't the best. But here I just want to focus on something a little bit more positive. But yeah, I really do like Preecha's design. Not really her basic colors. I do not like the like super overcomplicated like in your face bright ass color hairstyle she has, but I decided to change her palette, and she looks a lot better. That's something that I wish that more fighting games would add, is like a palette swap or like a color changer. And it was pretty good too, because I really like her personality and design aside from like the color, and I like the fact that she's Joe Higashi's like pupil, because that was supposed to be something that was supposed to be in the last Garo sequel that was like scrapped. And as you can see in this set, you can see a lot of other different color variations for the characters. And I like this color palette this person made for Terry. I thought it looked really cool. It looked more closer to the original Garo art, like the art you would see in promotional shots for like the games, and like the drawings that were made for the original game. And I think it looks a lot more better here as a darker color, you know. And I see that a lot of people seem to be fixing a lot of color like choices that SNK made for the base game, and that's something I really do enjoy about City of the Wolves, is that they gave us back a color editor just like in KOF 3rd. But yeah, man, I decided to learn Preecha because I thought she was just really cool. I liked her story mode with Joe, and I'm really excited for Joe. I know the first character is going to be Andy. I'm really going to learn Andy because Andy was one of my first mains in vanilla KOF 15. He still is a pretty cool character. He is one of my favorite characters since I was a kid. But yeah, I just really wanted to show you guys that, man, a color change or like a palette swap really can change the character for you. I really did like enjoying learning how to use Preecha. Another thing I do like about the game is that the gameplay is very amazing, man. It's really nice. It's not super lenient. It does feel like an old school SNK fighter, but the big elephant in the room is the rev guard. The rev meter is something I'm still not a fan of. Sometimes this game feels really one-sided, and although I was playing casual matches, man, everyone felt like they were really sweaty, and it felt like you were just playing another rank set but with really nothing on the line. Yeah, this was a really good Terry player, and then I played some other matches. There were some matches that I thought were not as good to show, but these are some of the matches I thought were really cool. I really do like seeing a lot of back and forth from players. It's not something I really like seeing is when it's like a whole one-sided battle, and I've been seeing a lot of high-level play for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, and it's something that just doesn't catch my eye, you know, because it'll just be like Tekken 8 all over again, where one player is just dog walking the other, and then the next match is the other player's turn, and then it just doesn't feel like a whole big like back and forth like I did like in Alpha 3 or older games, you know. It feels like something that's like, oh, you're gonna try and use your rev meter like first and more EX combos, activate max mode like not even in neutral, and just start getting big insane combos. That's something that I really want to make another like video or topic about. But there is a lot of good mechanics in here. Like I love like the breaking and the, you know, the feints in this game. It does lead to a lot of really big learning curves, but I do feel like EX meter should be a little bit more toned down, or also at the very least it should be like a little bit more riskier to use, something sort of like Sam Show's mechanics. Because if you do take away the rev guard and just make EX like moves, or just even completely take away EX moves, man, it feels like a really nice old school neutral heavy game, you know. And it just feels really nice to play. I know some matches will be a dog walk on either ends, but I really wanted to show you guys these matches because they're really cool. There's a lot of back and forth, and it feels like what a fighting game should be. I'm not sure it's because some of the players didn't know how to do like insane EX TOD feint breaking rev combos, or we just decided to have like an unspoken rule of not to use like a crazy amount of EX moves. But it was something really fun, man. I do think there is a fun game here. If you're trying to like play this online and expect not to like find a lot of crazy fucking combo like combo video as like players, I would try and avoid it, I would try and like play this game offline, maybe play with like someone you know online, not online, someone you know that's on your level, maybe someone offline, like be one of your peers or something. And I think it's really fun, man. It's just some things in this game I just do not like, because it's hard to learn a character when like the other player is just like going to be doing a lot of crazy shit. And there's not, I'm not sure if this game has like a, what is it called, like those like the thing Virtual Fighter's gonna have, and Tekken 8 and SF6 has, where you can like learn how to punish a bunch of like stuff. I think it's like, what was it, training scenarios or something. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like, I'm not sure if this game has that yet. But it'd be cool if you can have that in the future. That way we can learn how to like, counter some stuff or what to do in some situations. But in some situations, man, it just feels like you're gonna be fighting a lot of 50-50 stuff. And unlike Heat, over here you have like the breaking and like the feint combos and stuff. But it feels like you're gonna have to try and guess. If not, you just start blocking and like punish with a grab, which is something that I had to do on a lot of matches and I just did not have a lot of fun with. I know for the bigger content creators or people that are like super SNK loyalists and like expertise, like this could come very easily to them. But when it comes to people who are like on and off with the games and just really casually, it feels like something that isn't gonna be super inviting to people that are not into like the really big combos. But yeah, I think it's a really good game, man. I know I was a little bit bitter and like kind of doom and gloom when it came to the last episode I did with Fatal Fury, but I think it's really cool once you find a character that you like. It'll help you to try and learn a game. Like I really do like Preecha's moveset in this game. She does feel like a lighter version of Joe Higashi, so that's why I'm going to be maining her for a little bit, aside from using Rock and Terry, which are like my usual go-tos. I haven't had a chance to learn Gato. Maybe it's because he has a new stance that's kind of stopping me from learning him, but I do feel like he might be a little busted in this version. But I really do want to learn more Preecha. The thing that's kind of sucks about this game is that there's not like a lot of new characters. Technically there are 4 new characters, but one of the characters is more like a pseudo different version of Grant, which is Vox, and I'm not really digging his design or personality wise. Preecha is like this next generation Joe, which I think was supposed to be planned for the Garo sequel. How we each got like a new generation of like Terry, Andy, Kim and his, they all lived through like Okutomaru. His Kim has his sons, and then Terry and Rock is what his protege is to Terry. Terry's protege is Rock. And I felt like we were missing someone for Joe. But man, I think she is gonna be like a new cool character. I really do like just changing her design. I made a few customizations that I might post on a community tab later. But yeah, I really like her moveset. Personality is pretty cool. She's not too bad to look on the eyes either. But yeah, I think Preecha's a really cool character, a really cool addition. But I'm still waiting for other characters I'm more excited for, like Andy and Joe, and even the SF characters that are gonna be really fucking cool to see in this game, because it looks like they will fit heavily into this game. But another thing I do want to get into is that I want to talk about, man, dude, you should really consider when playing this game is that you're gonna be seeing a lot of the same stage over and over again, because there is no random select stage like in Street Fighter 6 when you can like bind it. Even though in Street Fighter 6 I did tie it to the Pow Pow Cafe, but there's not gonna be a lot of music variation, even though there's a jukebox here. Like, you're gonna be hearing the same stage theme for the one stage you picked on your battle settings, and that's something I'm not a big fan of. I hope it's something that gets updated later. So that is something that I do wish that we would be able to change in this game. Like, I know Samsho had the whole, battle settings, and you have to like choose your assigned character. Same thing happened with KOF. But at the same time, it's like, man, I feel like games now, they should be able to give you the option of going back to the character select screen and, maybe choosing a counter or just choosing who you want to play as a character. Like, the character select screen is pretty cool. I think that's what it kind of takes away from this game, is that there is life into this game, even when it comes to UI and the art and like the endings and stuff. But you'll rarely ever see that if you're just playing like strictly online. You know what I mean? Kind of like if you're just playing SF6 and Tekken 8 like ranked, you at least see a lot of the personality in the game. While here, it feels like some of it is getting taken away. Like, I really advocate for this game to have a character select screen before you go into ranked matches, The battle settings, I feel like it's almost archaic just because it feels like the game can't render it. But I'm not sure exactly how, that is. I'm not a game developer, but at the same time, it's like, you can go back to old games like Injustice and Tekken 8, even like right now, you just go into the character select screen, pick what costume you want, and then you go into training mode, and then you wait for the character to or you wait for the player to come in. And that's something I wish Fatal Fury had. I know you can still wait, like do a training standby, but at the same time it's like, man, if you really want to change something like your stage, or you want to change like the color, you have to go all the way back to your battle setting. That's not something I really like doing. So I had to choose the Yuri Fitness Club, and it's cool, but I don't want to be hearing like Marco's theme song like over and over again, especially if he's not even anywhere to be found. I kind of hope they can update this to where you can hear each character's like theme song, or you can select what you want to hear on like a random playlist. But yeah, that's something I really do wish they would add into Fatal Fury. I'm still scared about this game's future. You know, it had a very lukewarm reception, and I know there's gonna confirm like budget for like DLC, or like a confirmed plan for like it being out here for like 2 more years. But it feels like something that there could be things that they could fix, man. Like I said, the character select screen, like be able to choose your characters in between matches. I mean, like I was playing like offline, and it feels so weird because when you chose like your SPD like type, you don't even pick that like before the loading screen. You have to pick it like as soon as you pick the character. But you'll go into like a ranked match or like a casual match, and then before the game even loads, you see the versus screen, and they'll ask you what SPD like version you want. You know, and it's like it feels like something they kind of have it a little bit backwards. You know, you should be able to like pick your SPD like at any part of the game after you pick your character, whether it's offline or online. Kind of like the original Garo, you know, that's something that needs to come back. That's the thing that I wish that needs to like come back, man. Is that when you have a character select screen after you pick your character, then they ask you SPD. It shouldn't be everything all at once, you know. But it's just something like food for thought. I'm not sure if they can be able to change that this late into the development or into the game. But yeah, there's a lot of things that really do need to be fixed. Like I said, the battle settings is something that I wish like a lot of fighting game developers would, you know, kind of abandon. Just give us back our character select screen. And at the same time, it's like there's one thing that I really think that they can change is just give us a random stage select, and maybe like have characters use their themes, man. Because seeing the same stage and seeing like the same like character themes for everybody, it's gonna get old real fast. And like I was playing this for a good couple hours, I just kept forgetting to change the battle theme, or the battle like stages or whatever it is, the assigned stages. And I was getting sick of like hearing like I think I had the final boss stage with the Evil Rock theme, and it's like, man, they have all these great stages and all these cool like stuff and like great themes, and then we even have a jukebox mode, but it feels almost useless because you're assigned one stage and it's like you're assigned one character. It's like, dude, this game has a lot of heart and soul put into it, regardless of the fighting mechanics that I don't disagree with. But there's a lot of things you're missing out, especially if you paid for such a full package like this. It's like you're not going to be seeing most of it, you know. So aside from saying that like Preecha is like one of my new favorite characters and I like learning her, I really do wish that they add some updates to the game. Like I said, like, you know, the first thing I would want the most is like a stage random select like for the stage. That way we can just hear a little bit more of the theme songs and just see a little bit more variation of the backgrounds and like the stages, because that's something that should be in every fighting game like from the get-go. And then the second part is like if they can find some way to bring back the character select screen before like a ranked match or casual match, that's something I really hope that they do. But it is something that I think that SNK needs to like relearn to do, you know. I know they're not known for having like a big character select screen before like the game starts like online. Samsha didn't have that. KOF did have that when it came to casual matches, but when it came to ranked matches you have to assign your characters. Another thing gameplay wise that I feel like is going to get changed a little bit later is that I hope that what's it called, the big Rev critical art where you're an SPD and you have full meter. I hope that does get changed. That's why I almost feel like having SPD and an assigned like bar tied with the big giant like cinematic super is kind of a hindrance. I know it's like really hard to land, but it's something that you really should think about like maybe changing. Like if you have like a full like meter, and if your rev is all the way full, or maybe if a rev isn't full, you should still have access for like a least damaging version of the big cinematic super, you know, because a lot of these games, if you're gonna get a wash and you have SPD like in the middle or in the beginning of your life bar, you're not gonna be using it that much, and even if you have it near the end, it's not gonna be like really good. So the thing is about what they need to do is either have like a nerf on SPG, or what's it called, SPD or something, or at the very least have the critical art be tied to just meter, because some things like that you're missing out on the game. And that's probably a lot of like the reasons why a lot of people are kind of dropping the game, because there's a deep amount of mechanics, but at the same time it's like you're gonna be missing out on a lot of it just because of the pure gameplay aspect of it. Like I was finding a B Jenny player and like I could not even use SPG or anything because it just felt like a guessing game of trying to counteract what she can do, and then it's just like it's nothing fun to deal with. At the same time, it's like there's so much cool shit in this game that could be like shown a lot to like the more casual fighters or just anybody like a fan of this game. But it's just there's a lot of things just missing, and there's a lot of things that even though this game's been out for like not like a while, but it just came out like a while ago, it still needs work. There's still a lot of things that need to be fixed, and there's still a lot of things that I feel like could be updated into the game. You know, maybe it didn't do so good, but maybe this could be like a SF5 type of deal where at first it wasn't well received, but later it kind of got more updates and it felt a little bit better. I'm kind of expecting like a super edition of this game, or like a maybe they'll call it City of the Wolves, like real bout, or like an update version of this game, maybe like a year or two after it, just so they can breathe more life into this game. But yeah, man, I really don't want these characters to like or I really don't want this franchise to die this fast. I know it sounds a little bleak, but it'd be cool to see what they can do and try and salvage this game. It's still early to say, you know, we haven't even got our first DLC character, but there's still a lot of changes that need to be made, you know. I'm gonna try and like stick with this game for a little bit longer, and if like by the Street Fighter characters, if they don't come out like with like a good update for them, I just might drop the game. But that's what I have to show you guys, man. Just enjoy some of my Preecha combos and just, you know, give this game a shot if you're able to. But I still would recommend you guys maybe holding off on this game for a while until some things get fixed, whether it be the balancing, the gameplay, or just the overall game in general. There still needs to be like a lot of things that need to be added into this game and fixed. But yeah, if this is anybody at SNK watching, which I highly doubt, please add some of the stuff I suggested. And I am here to give SNK their flowers. This game is really good, man. You know, big thanks to bringing back Fatal Fury. I know this wasn't the comeback like everyone wanted, and it looks like it didn't really do so well. But this is a good game, and it just needs to be fixed, man. I feel like the play testing for this game just kind of got looked over. There's a lot of like shit flying by in this game, but it's not doing like a lot of crazy egregious stuff like SF6 or Tekken 8 or even MK1, where they're just trying to like, sell you microtransaction after microtransaction. I would just say, man, just try to fix up the game a little bit, make it appeal more to the older fans, because that's really who the audience needs right now, because a lot of fans were alienated by Salvatore and Ronaldo, and you know, it just wasn't what people wanted. But at the same time, it feels like I do think there is a future for this game. There just needs to be a lot of stuff fixed, a lot of stuff like, was it hot patch or whatever it's called. And yeah, but that's what I want to show you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I want you guys to like and subscribe, and enjoy the Preecha posting I'm going to be doing later in the week. But yeah, until the next piece of content, I await your return, warriors, and goodbye and take care.
Continue.